Hi! Doing something a little different today. Welcome to the channel. Santa brought me a new toy for Christmas. I got this for myself. Wanted to try out my Christmas present to myself. Anyway, someone made a comment that 2025 has been a really terrible year and that I should post a Seventh Heaven video before the end of the year to make 2025 better. I can't do season 6 for you before the end of the year. It's currently the 30th right now. But I have started watching Seventh Heaven season 6. That's going to be the next video that's coming up. And it is already, oh my God, it's a fun time. I'm having a nice time and I'm having a lot of ideas for how I want to talk about it. And I'm very excited until that video comes out. Hopefully this will tide you over. Today, I'm going to do a little tier list. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm a YouTuber. That's like the rules of being a YouTuber, right? Sorry. Sorry. I found this tier list online already pre-made. There's like a bunch of people on here that I do not recognize, or they used like a headshot photo for this character, and it's like, how am I supposed to know who that is? Expecting me to be really knowledgeable and evolved here, and that's just not me. This is Connie, but I added this picture because this picture of Connie, that does not look like Connie. How am I supposed to know that's Connie? At this point, I've seen the first 5 episodes of season 6, so I'm going to be factoring all seasons of knowledge up to my current point of knowledge, season 6, episode 5, to make these judgments and determinations about these fictional people. I hope that this is entertaining for you. Anyway, let's get into it. First up, we got Annie. Overall, for the most part, Annie is a wonderful mother. She is a great example on television of like healthy parenting and stuff, but then sometimes it just won't be like that. Like sometimes she just has all these double standards and gets weird. And I know that that's not her fault. That's the fault of the writers who made her do those things. But still, I'm gonna hold it against her. And right now, especially the freshest memory in my mind, Annie, she's going through some stuff, and I don't love her right now. She's kind of acting a little bit unpleasant. There was a time I would have given Annie an S or an A. Right now, I feel like Annie is gonna be a B. That just feels right. Might bump down or up by the end of the season, I don't know. But right now, Annie is a solid B character. Who's this? Don't know who that guy is. Sergeant Michaels, Eric's best friend, also cop. Pretty solid dude. I don't really have an opinion on him. He doesn't really have much of a personality other than being a cop who's also a person of color. I kind of want to know other things about him, you know? I just don't really think we've gotten to explore the character of Sergeant Michaels, which is a bummer. But he is a black cop, and that is his entire personality, so neutral. We're gonna put him in the C tier. Passing grade, he's fine. Oh no, oh. We're not going to talk about that guy. Straight to F. Cheryl. Okay, actually, this might be a controversial take. This might be a controversial opinion. I love Cheryl. High-key, I love her. She is one of my favorites right now. There is a little bit of a confusion around what happened with her potentially pretending to be pregnant and lying to Robbie to try and manipulate him. I don't love that, but I think that could have been a misunderstanding that everyone's still holding against her because it seems like she really thought she was pregnant. So, jury's still out on that one. I'm gonna give Cheryl... The pregnancy thing does bump her down a little bit, but Cheryl's a B. She would be an S tier if it wasn't for the pregnancy thing, and also, going back on her boundaries, which is continuing to be a theme in season 6. Colonel Sanders, Colonel Camden, Colonel normally an F, but he has been a little bit better the last seasons. Season 4 and season 5, Grandpa has had a bit of a change of heart. Colonel has been a little bit more bearable, a little less terrible and emotionally abusive, so I'm gonna give him a D. I don't like him still, but he's not as bad as this grandpa right here, that's for sure. Dina. No. After you did Simon dirty like that. The fact that she was like, yes, Simon, I want to be with you. And then they were making out all day. But then all of a sudden she's like, actually, I want to be with my other boyfriend, not you. And also I moved away, but then I didn't move away. No, I don't like Dina. Yeah, worse than Colonel. Eric. Ooh, Eric. This is hard, actually. This is harder than I thought it would be. I like when Eric dances. I like when he's silly. He can sometimes be a good dad, but he also has a problem with getting in everyone else's business. I think Eric is a really great character. Sometimes he does stick his nose where it doesn't belong, but he also does believe that that's his job. And ultimately, I would say Eric is a morally consistent, good character, and I'm tempted to put him in the A tier. I like Eric. I like him. I don't know. He's definitely grown on me over the seasons. Like, he doesn't make good choices all the time, but I still really enjoy his character, and it's fun when he's on screen. But then there's also the whole fact that Stephen Collins, the actor for Eric, has all these allegations of predatory behavior toward minors. So for that, we're gonna take him down a notch. Frankie. So I did not like the writing on her character, but I do like her character. She's cool. She seems like a cool, chill person going through like a tough time. But she also was really weird about pressuring Mary into drinking beer, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna make her a C character. C tier. It feels right. That's what my heart tells me. George. George is a pretty middle of the road character. You know, I don't really think about George much. The George the orphan line is pretty good. Just because he calls himself George the orphan, even though he's not actually an orphan.
I'm George the orphan.
You know, actually, okay, I'm having a change of heart. George has one of the most interesting and complex storylines on this entire show. I think he deserves more credit for that, weirdly. He's gonna be an A. It feels right just because of that one time when he said George the orphan. Ginger. I like Ginger. Ginger's pretty chill. Ginger is gonna get an A from me. I don't know. She's just good vibes. She seems like she'd be a pretty chill stepmom. I kind of wish she was my mom. A little bit. Sometimes. Hank. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna replay the overall vibes of Hank. Calculating. There have been times where I really like Hank, and there are times where I do not like him at all. He's gonna have to be a C. I like him and Julie together. I think he's great with Julie. Before that, I didn't like him so much. I don't like that. Rod. I don't think we have any questions about that, right? Rod is an S tier character by virtue of being Rod. I don't really think I need to explain this to you, and I don't think anyone will have any questions about that decision that I just made. For those who are unaware, S apparently is what the YouTuber collective and tier list collective have universally decided is better than A is an S tier. For your information. It just means better than A. If you could have something better than A, it would be Heather. I like her as a person. Heather is very good at setting boundaries and sticking up for herself and sticking up for her boundaries. However, she does play Matt and his feelings a lot. And that's not cool. That doesn't fly with me. B. Yeah. She's a B. Is she better than Cheryl, though? I'm bumping Cheryl up to A, actually. I just like her. Cheryl's an A character. Sorry, I don't know why I gave her a B. I shouldn't have done that. That was crazy of me. Why did I do that? Jeremy is the next character, and I don't like him. He super love bombs Lucy. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like this guy. He gives me the ick. So F tier. Well, Lucy liked him, and I guess he is better than Dina, and he's better than Grandma. D. All right, fine. Just because Lucy liked you, I'll give you a D. You're on thin ice, though. Jimmy Moon. Jimmy Moon. He's not as good as Rod, but he is an A tier character. Yeah, Jimmy Moon is an A tier. Well, no, he's kind of shitty, actually. He's not nice to Lucy. When we first knew Jimmy Moon, when he was a little baby and he was dating Lucy, I liked him then. But then he broke up with Lucy because she changed her hair color. Was weird and off and on with her, but then he ended up becoming an informant for the police. Huh. B. B character. B tier. No further explanation. John Hamilton. John is pretty dope, honestly. John is an S tier character. I like John. Sue me. He's cool. He can sing. He was a good roommate to Matt. He seems to have a pretty level head other than proposing to
Priscilla
after 2 weeks. That was a little crazy to do. But other than that, he's been pretty stable. He always gives Matt really good advice and seems like overall well-rounded dude. Yeah, S tier. I like John. Ooh, Aunt Julie. I am never going to lose the trauma that I had from Aunt Julie choking Simon over getting the key to the alcohol cabinet. That is something that's going to live in my head forever. D. You get a D, Julie. You fixed up your act. You don't get an F, but you did choke Simon, and I'm not cool with that. And I'm not going to forgive you. So D. Oh no, I forgot her name. Oh no. Oh no. Keisha Hamilton. Neutral. She doesn't really do much. Sometimes she's friends with Lucy, and then most of the time she's not there. So, neutral. Sorry, Keisha. Lucy. A. Okay, yeah. Lucy. I love Lucy. We need to put her next to Rod, too. Lucy and Rod need to be together. Here, Lucy and Rod. S tier characters. I do like Lucy. She is the most interesting character in like every single season. She was crazy in season 1 and season 2, but after that she ended up being pretty level-headed and cool. Relatively level-headed and cool, I should say. She is still one of my favorite characters. Lucy gets an S tier. Lily? No. Shoot, what's her name? I'm gonna have to Google it. Lynn! Oh, I was so close. Lynn Hamilton. She's adorable. And she's never done anything wrong ever, so she gets an A. Mary! Look, Mary is all right. The writers started doing her dirty, and I don't think that's fair. But Mary has made really crazy decisions, and she's a cheater. She is a notorious cheater. Even though it is the writer's fault, she still gets a D because she is a terrible person. I feel like she's on par with these guys. I feel like these are all pretty like same tier in my head. Matt. Oh no. Oh, Matt. He just, he had a rough time, but then he turned into a douchebag and an asshole. I'm not really about that era or that life for him. And honestly, I just kind of I don't think Matt is a good person. Is that where I'm going with this? He just seems to use women a lot, and I'm not a fan of that. I need time to think about it. Give me time to think about it. 1 sec. I need time. I need some time to think.
12 seconds later.
Okay. The Council of the Seasons has collaborated. We have had a discussion. We have come to a unanimous conclusion about the character of Matt Camden, a player and a terrible communicator. We have deemed Matt to be guilty of all of his crimes toward women. For his crimes, Matt belongs in the F tier. Please send any appeals to the comment section. Thank you. Serena. Oh God, where does Serena belong? My God. The inclusion of Serena as a character in season 5 was an insane decision. Honestly, I love the addition of her character for the sake of plot and for keeping things interesting and for doing something different than Matt being in love with 2 women at the same time. So that was a nice, healthy breath of fresh air to the season, honestly. But she is a terrible person, so I'll put her in C. Jordan. Oh, Jordan, the worst. He was the worst. That season was so bad because of him. Yeah, that's an easy choice. F. Mike. Oh no. Okay, Mike is a good guy. Mike is a good guy. His entire personality is the fact that he tried to kill himself. And I haven't seen him at all in season 6 yet. So he's a nice guy. His plot lines were super weird though, and the writers did him very dirty. So he gets a D. Not for who he is as a person, but for the value that he added to season 5. Negligent value. And his mom is horrible. Oh, we should add vegetable mom on here. Let me actually. There she is. Oh, in her glory. We are gonna add veggie mom in here as an F tier character. Yeah, right where you belong, bitch. Reverend Hamilton, another one of Eric's best friends. He's all right. He's usually there to give advice. Pretty neutral. I'm gonna give him a B. He's a good dude. Wilson. Oh, frick. I'm trying to not be. You know what? No, I can be prejudiced. I can be biased because this is my tier list and I can do whatever I want. Wilson gets a D. He just bores me and I think he is way overhyped as a character. Plus the whole double standards rant about single dads and single moms that I went on in my season 1 video. Yeah. It's really not his fault that I have these feelings about him, but alas, they are my feelings. So Wilson gets a D. Mrs. Bink. That's Mrs. Bink, right? Yes. Mrs. Bink. No? Oh, Mrs. Bikini. That's not what I was looking for. Yes, Mrs. Bink. S tier for Mrs. Bink. That's right where you belong, my lady. David and Sam, neutral. I don't know much about them. They're still babies, so they don't really do much except make messes, and other people have to babysit them all the time. Connie. A. I love Connie. Happy. Specifically happy with a joint in his mouth. This is very important. Happy gets an A. Can't really go wrong with animals, especially when they smoke weed. Ooh, Mrs. Hinkle. I don't know. My heart says I don't like her as much as I like Mrs. Pink. And there was frustrating plot with her in one of the seasons, so she gets a B. It could also be my brain wanting to organize and make these all equal. I still think she gets a B regardless. Patricia Hamilton, she's pretty cool. She does have a little bit more of a personality in the show than her husband does, and I honestly kind of like her more than Annie. Is that weird? Is that weird that I think she's even cooler than Annie? No, that's not weird. She gets an A. You've never made a mistake in your life. You've done nothing wrong, and I love you. Here's an A. Robbie. Oh, no. Oh, how do we feel about Robbie? It's just where he belongs. I don't know. What else am I supposed to say about it? It's Robbie. Like, he was nice at first, but then turns out he was cheating on Mary, and then he pressured her into having sex. But then all of a sudden he's like, himbo, I just didn't know how to do life. I don't know. I'm just an innocent little guy. That's great. Like, I'm glad he's had a change of heart and that he's a better guy now, but that doesn't mean I have to like him, even though Seventh Heaven is trying to gaslight us into thinking that he's a good guy. Ruth. Grandma Ruth. Oh, lady. You can just see the Karen oozing out of her, and it's unfortunately accurate. I don't want to stereotype, but I did. Ruthie! Whatever. Ruthie's fine. I don't really have an opinion for or against Ruthie. She's just a child, and she does child shenanigans. Shauna! Oh no, Shauna. Oh, Shauna. Oh, Shauna. 1, bad at communication. 2, cheats on Matt. So, D. It's not going to be a passing grade from me. Okay, Simon is the last one. Let me double check all these. Yeah, no, I don't know who any of those people are, but Simon, I do know who Simon is. And, honestly, now that I think about it, I really like Simon. Simon is consistently very good. I really like his character. Do I like him more than I like Cheryl? No, so A. Okay. Simon gets an A. He is obviously one of the better members of the family, even above his mom. So we got Lucy, then Simon, then Annie and Eric, the twins and Ruthie, then Mary, then Robbie, and freaking Matt at the bottom. Yeah, that's my assessment. Okay, so just to recap, the best characters in all of Seventh Heaven so far: Lucy, Rod, John Hamilton, and Mrs. Bink. The F tier: Annie's dad, Dina, Matt, Jordan, Veggie Mom, and Ruth. You could say I'm a bit of a hater toward these people, if you will. And yeah, that includes Matt. Nothing he did in his younger years can save him now. He's in the F tier. Well, here's my tier list. I made it for you. What do you think of my decisions? Are they good? Are they bad? Am I misguided? Am I a terrible person? Should I repent and find Jesus? While 2025 was the year of 2026 will be the year of Seventh Heaven goofing, okay? We're gonna try and get through season 11 of Seventh Heaven, as well as I'm thinking potentially starting Secret Life of the American Teenager, because it's written by Brenda Hampton, who also was in charge of Seventh Heaven. I really want to dissect the psyche of this woman, Brenda Hampton. Promise I'm going to get that Seventh Heaven video out as soon as I possibly can. I am having so much fun watching season 6. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? All it is a button, and when you subscribe, you become sexy and hot. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this until you do it. Just like, try it. There was a guy in my comments who was like, oh, I don't know, I haven't like become sexy and hot. My wife would probably even agree that I'm not sexy and that I'm not hot, but I am a subscriber. And I'm like, no, man, this isn't about your wife's subjective opinion about whether or not you're sexy and hot. It's just an objective fact. You subscribe to me, you're hot. I don't know what else to tell you. Happy New Year, everybody, and I'll see you later. Stay tuned for more Seventh Heaven. Bye!